Welcome, everybody. Here we are again. Another news cycle of intrigue and madness. Hope Hicks on Air Force One. What was that about? So I'm going to do Hope Hicks and then the NRA. Thanks, everybody, for your wonderful comments on Beto O'Rourke. Oh, please. I'm putting out a little candle and a prayer for Beto every night. It would be amazing if he can pull this off. I was also staggered to find, viewers, that he was 45 and Cruz was 47. Isn't that interesting? Because he looks so young and Cruz, is starting to look more demonic by the hour. And as a few viewers pointed out, Cruz tends to attract a sort of nostalgic Hispanic vote because he has the surname Cruz, and it's time for those voters to move on. So if Beto can secure the Hispanic vote, awesome. Now, back to Hope Hicks. What were they thinking with this Air Force One rendezvous? Did they think if it's on Air Force One, no one will be able to eavesdrop, meaning the CIA and FBI? Well, of course, the world knew about it in about 8 seconds, so secrecy, strange. I would have thought her lawyers, and for that matter, the whole investigation, I would have thought she wasn't allowed to speak with him. So has she actually contravened the conditions of her subpoena by meeting with her, surrogate father, groper-in-chief? It doesn't make any sense. Legally, it doesn't make any sense. Sorry, viewers, it's very early in the morning here. Coffee. So I'm going to do a couple of mini readings, just asking questions about what the hell was going on with Hope Hicks. The trumpet. Hope and the trumpet. Hope and the trumpet. Yes. What's the story? I'm intrigued. Well, whatever the reason for it, it wasn't a smart idea. On top of this mini reading, which was what's going on with Hope and Trump generally, the Seven of Wands. Now, in the Toth deck that I reserve for a lot of these real sort of darker readings, darker motives, the Seven of Wands in the Toth deck is valor, as in bravery bordering on stupidity, but bravery. I think this means she has contravened her legal instructions to meet with him and sees that as a very brave act. But what is that about? Then, the swords are very interesting. She gets the Four of Swords, which traditionally means retreat. She has been, not in hiding as such, but she's certainly been out of the limelight. It's that figure lying down on the Rider-Waite, lying down like on a sarcophagus, and if they get up, they get stabbed by swords. She's got to be very careful. This encounter that she chose to do could impact on her adversely. The universe, or the world card in other decks, amazing artistry. in this deck. Now, the world, apart from the world is watching, hope, um, is the end of a cycle, a cycle of completion. And how does that cycle end? Well, it ends in the Ten of Swords, which is ruin. It doesn't rule out jail. It's the card, the Nine and Ten of Swords can often mean jail. Why did she do this? Okay, so now we get into the whys a bit more. She did it. It's going to work against her. That could be with FBI or with Trump. So what was her motivation for meeting him? What was her motivation? So let me think. What was her motivation? She has a very strange relationship with Trump. Very strange relationship. Now, I don't think they've actually bonked, but there's a sexual component to this relationship that didn't translate into sexual activity. And whether she looks at him as a father figure because he so boosted her career, it's, I have to tell you, viewers, a bit mucky. So it's like, on the one hand, she has this Oedipal or father thing with him, but he has tremendous power over her and guilt. Remember, viewers, I did not suggest actual sexual activity. It's almost worse. I think, okay, on the top, Eight of Wands, things happening quickly. I think what's happened is she was subpoenaed. She spoke to Muller. She gave a version of events. They knew. I don't think she lied. I just don't think she told the whole story. There is an important distinction. I think Muller and the team knew that, and they've said to her, go away and think about it, because this has very serious consequences for the rest of your life. We need you to tell us what actually happened in detail, or else. I think that time has elapsed. Remember in the last little reading, she had that time of retreat. Now, Ace of Wands, that was the blunt instrument that they held over her. Tell us the rest of the story, or you are facing contempt charges or whatever level it is. If nothing else, the FBI. Could be more. So she's freaked out. I'm here to tell you, viewers, she's totally freaked out. Suddenly that time has elapsed. She went to Trump, the Four of Cups. That's the being made an offer you don't want, which is what I've just described. She wants Daddy, Trump, to get her out of this. She wanted, I think, because it's already happened, she went there wanting him to either let her off the hook or to back her. She wanted him to be the staunch father who had her back. Well, did she pick the wrong gorilla? So she was made an offer, she didn't like it, so in a panic, in desperation, hope Hicks is quite desperate, she went to Trump and goes, what do I do, what do I do, hoping he would provide the solution. Then she gets the Princess of Swords, the spy card. Now, sorry, let me show you in more detail. She there is a school of thought, was she wearing a wire? I wouldn't rule that out, but I don't think so. I think it's more this internal conflict, this internal dilemma that she's got about Trump. So, I think her family and her lawyers and everyone are going, speak the truth, the sword of truth. But she wants Trump to understand why she has to do that. He's not capable of that. If it doesn't involve him, it doesn't matter. I'm sure he was extremely fond of Hope, but he doesn't do loyalty. He loves the word, likes the concept, probably has it emblazoned on his toilet seat, but he doesn't understand it. So, one more question here, then we'll move on. Okay, will she talk, meaning tell the full story to the FBI or not? Will she go all the way with the FBI or all the way for Donald? Why should she be protecting this man? But he's very important to her on a deep psychological level. Involuntary shut-up. Okay, will she dump Trump in it? Will she talk to Mueller? Suddenly there's money. I think he could have offered her money to not talk. Ace of Discs, Ace of Pentacles, a big financial offer. Queen of Discs, normally someone older than Hope, but in this, I think she's grown up a lot in the last 12 months, viewers. She's also going through her Saturn return, the end of the 20s. I think she might have taken the money, or taken the money in the past. When she left, he could have said, here's some money, I'll set you up, you keep quiet, I love you, Hope, in a, fatherly way. How creepy is that? She gets the Fool card. She gets the Fool card. Now that could be either she's foolish, takes the money and refuses to talk to Mueller, or she talks to Mueller and she was foolish to think Trump would have her back. The next card is the 10 of Cups. That can be all the good things happening in life, or it's called satiety, or too much emotion. See the overflowing emotions. If this was a positive reading, not beside the Fool, and not dealing with issues that are so important as this, it could be a time where you get married and have a baby and, your cups are full. I think she's overwrought with emotion. I think she's completely flooded with emotion. Let's do another card. Power. Okay, power. I think that could be the system boxing her in. Boxing her in. Looking at all that, I think she has been foolish. She's still, I think, okay, I got it. I got what I think. I think this is current. The Fool is still current. She's met with Trump, and I think she's decided not to talk to Mueller, but I think the power is brought to bear. And I think it'll come down on her. Either the pressure will be so much she'll talk, or she'll take the consequences. Oh, what a fool, Hope. Now, viewers, I've just noticed my video time has skipped away, so I'll do the NRA later today. All right, guys, Hope Hicks. Ooh, silly girl, silly, naughty. Do not put your faith in that man. But I think the pressure will get to her. Okay, bye for now.